Hi, everybody. Um, I was having quite a few messages come through, so I figured that I would come on screen, um, go live for a little bit. And today I wanted to focus on permission to live. I feel like this has been a really important theme for everyone's life, especially this year, in 2025. 2025 is a year of a lot of changes, a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity for people to step into the power of who they truly are with the help of their ancestors, with the help of their guides. And there's a lot of activations going on, and I've talked about this as well. The next couple of months are fast manifestation months, and so you might be noticing already how quickly the universe is responding to what you are wanting, and also when you make shifts, right? The minute that you decide to open your gifts, the minute that more spirits, more deities, more guides begin to come in, the minute you decide to work on your finances, the more people who are there to help you with your finances step in, and so on and so forth. But um one of the most important things that we need to also be centering when it comes to manifestation and spiritual healing and generational healing really is giving ourselves permission to live. Hi everyone. Feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know who's here. Say hello. Um, is giving yourself the permission to live. And the reason why I phrase it like that is because we, like basically everybody in the entire world, we are all conditioned to live in a state, um, of fear, whether it's conscious or subconsciously. It is projected onto us more than we think, and we also live within systems that have historically taken our permissions away in many, many, many ways. So, like it or not, whether we intend to do this, we will take the permission away, not just from other people because of, oppression and systemic racism. We will also take permission away from ourselves to be, our most authentic energy, our powerful selves, our um our highest selves, really. And it makes it quite challenging to be able to manifest the life that we are wanting, or you are wanting, because without permission you don't have any action. And I see this time and time again in Z School for the Gifted as folks are going through their journey, and for the years that I've had my business, and I've experienced it in the past of, wondering when my manifestation was going to come to my life. When am I actually going to be happy? When am I going to fully overcome this negative thinking? Or when are things going to get easier? And in some way, shape, or form, it's because there is a layer within you that has not fully given yourself the permission to take action, the permission to be yourself, the permission to love freely, to love openly, permission to receive love, permission, right? Like I just kept hearing like permission granted, like all of these things. It's like people tend to wait at the door, instead of just opening the door and walking through. And something which I loved, because I just got off of a call with one of my mentors, is just the reminder of, manifestations come in many forms, and it's not linear. It's never linear, and it never comes in the package that you think. And it always comes when you decide to take action in a way that is meaningful and in a way that is consistent. um and day to day, again, it boils down to permission. And so I wanted to create this video to invite you all on this journey right now of in what areas of your life have you not given yourself permission to be yourself, like fully authentically, to go after your dreams like you've never gone after them before, to make friends, to write that book, to speak, to dance. I know someone the other day, because of one of the lives, they decided to do like a stand-up comedy act right away. And so they were giving themselves permission. But if I didn't give myself permission to show up as my authentic self, and ask my friends to come on here so that it can give permission to other people and help you give yourself permission, there wouldn't be this growth of the collective of love and happiness and living as our most authentic self. So sit with your journal and make some lines in between of like all the categories of your life of, when you look at love, are you actually giving yourself full permission to be within love, to surrender to love, to go after um what you want unapologetically? Are you allowing yourself to go date the people that you want to date, even if it doesn't make sense? And are you also allowing yourself, because sometimes, there is this like social norm of having to talk about your dating life a lot, because it's like the thing to do and people are overly involved sometimes. And so maybe you're like, for once in my life, I don't want to do that. So are you giving yourself permission to just float through your dating life and do whatever you want? Because sometimes it's in the flying solo that you can really begin to spread your wings, right? That's why spirit and your ancestors will also put you into these containers of hermit mode so that you can see what you can really do regardless of people around you. And it's very similar to how I do a lot of my coaching, right? We have to have boundaries in order to see what we can do. We have to be disciplined in our food cleanses, as I've been talking about lately, to see what our body can do, in order to give ourselves full permission to move forward. And really just put yourself out there and try not to be judgmental of the things that you are doing. You don't have to have the answers right away about love. You don't have to know what's next for you, but you do know already that your life is not the way you want because of the way you were living. And so the only way that you can change that is to take action, and figure out if that's the thing that's going to work. It's kind of like having, because I keep seeing this in my mind's eye, like a ring full of keys, right? And you're trying to open this door. And the only way you're going to open that door is if you try all of those keys to see if it fits. And there has become this energy within social media. Around love seems very pertinent today. I don't know why. Around like sitting back and trying to manifest something into your life, and that becomes the receiving. But that's receiving is receiving happens once you've done all of the work, right? There is an energy of receiving, and but that's why you have to till the land and plant your seeds and water and all these things. That's your healing. That's your authenticity. That's your setting boundaries with yourself, setting boundaries with other people, because you have to build the foundation of your home in order to receive receive yourself into that home, so you can prepare to be in there. And so if you have a big manifestation with love, or a perceived big manifestation of love, do you have all the parts inside of you to be able to openly receive it, or are there subconscious beliefs that tend to pop up and you don't even know about them, right? But the only way you're going to know is if you try those keys. So going out into the world and making yourself available to love, making yourself available to opportunities, is the only way you're going to find out. Hi, it's so great to see you. I'm giving myself permission to live. Yes, I'm going to treat myself to Smith Tea Maker. Yes, this morning everyone's been talking about Smith Tea Maker. There was somebody else who commented, I love that. Yeah, do that. I am like revamping my entire business again right now. And so Fridays, I'm just gonna go live earlier for you all. Hi, Goddess Saucy, and like get back to my fun Fridays, which is what I put on my calendar, but I'm also someone who am like, I want to help everybody all at one time and it's urgent, 911. So um, I was like, no, permission to live, Z. Um, so remember that you have to literally give yourself permission and create the space. Hi, ancient eyes, it's good to see you. And I was talking about love, but you can also well, I feel like I don't know, love, career, and something else are seem to be popping up in my mind. So let me know in the chat like what you are focusing on right now. Um, but like be unapologetic about your love life. And this was something that I also like worried about for the longest time because of how close I was with my family and just like the judgments that they had and like people just like I was allowing myself to let people get to me about the life that I lived in, and for the longest time I was shamed about how attractive I was, or people would assume that I was like sleeping around and all these things. And then I experienced my own trauma, and so then my trauma meant all of these assumptions from other people and projections, and that I ended up taking away my permission to be myself, to wear the things that I wanted to wear, because I felt like if I wear this, then someone's going to treat me this way. And so for you, like if you are focusing on love, and I'm going to shift into the other ones too because I feel important, like give yourself permission to live and have fun. I literally have days where I just like go outside and I'm like, I'm just gonna be available to love. Like I was like, I don't care who it is or what they look like. And I will go to the water, and if I see someone, I'm like, oh, they're really attractive. Open my energy, and I will put my phone down and I will just sit there. I will like be in an open kind of energy, and they'll always come over. They'll always say something, or I'll walk down the street smiling and just looking at people, or I get a coffee and I'm like, oh, they're really attractive. Like, say hello, stare a little bit longer, ask them how they're doing, right? So give yourself permission to have fun. And if you're writers, right? If you're an artist like me, write about your love life. Like, I love doing that. I'm going to start doing it again. Um, and lean into it. Just like, give yourself permission to live. Like, who the F cares what people think about you at the end of the day? And I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but with repetition it gets so much easier. And I realized, because family seems to always come up, I realized um years ago that the more I lean into that permission frequency and the more you lean into it, people around you will shift. And when I stopped giving an F about what people thought about me, even within my family, like they started asking me questions about stuff. And that's how I started to know. I was like, okay, my frequency is changing, your frequency is changing. Because people always ask, in Z school for the gifted, like, what do I do? Like, how do I, get over this fear? And it's like, when you get so comfortable with who you are that you know that you can take action regardless of what people think, that's when your life starts to change, and that's when the people around you start to change, because they can feel your energy, and it's very much so you teach people how to treat you. Hi, hello, hello. I am Lioness. Ancient Eye says right now I'm focusing on learning how to flow. Yeah, flow with what? Can you tell me what you're learning how to flow with? Um, and like shifting into career, because that is also something that's really important. And last night in Z School for the Gifted, someone had brought up how they never liked the idea of having to do one thing all the time. And some people like that idea. Some people enjoy doing one thing. Hello, Benita. Oh, thank you for calling me gorgeous. I received that love today. Some people enjoy doing one thing and others don't, and that's completely fine. And if your soul is calling you to do more than one thing, give yourself permission to explore. And my coach and I were talking, and I'll pass this knowledge on to you as well, because I love passing knowledge on, is that like when you're a really giving person, shout out to Master Sri because I heart him. Um, when you're a giving person, it's actually harder to see that your manifestations are already here because you're used to giving away so much to other people that you will literally push your manifestation away amongst all of the giving away. And so you have to learn to recognize the opportunities around you so you can grab onto them and take action. Because it's not that you have issues taking action, right? Because you take action with other people, it's can you actually see the opportunity in front of you and realize that it's an opportunity and latch on and then take it. And sometimes you can be hesitant to take because you don't feel as confident because you're really confident in giving away, but you're not confident in receiving and pulling it towards yourself. And so something that I actually decided to do after they told me that, which I invite you to do, if you have had a history of, over giving to people, write down in the last like week or month, what have you picked up on in your space that the universe has communicated to you? Like, have you, um, and this was in one example that they give, like, have you heard conversations with people that you just randomly picked up on? Did you end up in a random shop? Like, write down every single thing because it's going to tell you where the opportunities are. And I just sat there and I wrote them all down. And then I was like, oh no, I need to flip my business upside down again. So because every time I do that, it like gets right back on its head, right? Because we tend to get attached to just the outcome and how we're going to get there. But the universe has already dropped your manifestations into your life, and now you have to pick them up, right? I keep seeing, what is it? The hungry, hungry hippo. Like now you have to go chomp all the things. Um, with oh, you're in flow with feminine energy. It's so strange. I'm cleaning out residual trash energy. Yeah. Everybody should be really tapping into their feminine energy right now because we need to collectively. It's very healing. It's how you bring in your manifestations. It's how you lean into your intuition. Like without your feminine energy, there is no manifestation. I can't tell where I want to sit because the sun is like everywhere. I'm just gonna be here and then shift over here. Um, Greetings. Hi, Joyce. Yes, I overgive. So that's something really common, right? Like do this exercise of seeing where in your life you may have actually glanced over things. And I like wrote it and I was like, man. um, but that I love doing that kind of stuff because that's where the growth is. And you can't be afraid of change anymore. You have to give yourself permission. And when I work with people one on one, which we have someone here who is in my one on one program, it's you have to really get used to permission. Permission in so many ways. You don't realize how much you take your permission away. Until you are put in a container where you like it's me and you and I'm there to be like, okay, we're gonna work on permission to heal, permission to love, permission to receive, permission to be yourself. And it's like watching a little bird fly out of the nest for the first time, and I'm like, oh, gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Or they're like, I'm flying. I'm like, you didn't jump out of the nest yet. So it's like in what areas of your life, and you can write it in the chat. Um, um, like, what areas in your life have you, um, like, not given yourself permission? Like, where could you give yourself more permission? Where could you take more action, aligned action? Um, and how can you like shift your day-to-day life around to really trust that everything's going to work out for you? Um, because if you missed the beginning of this chat, I was saying that there is no manifestation without permission because permission is your action. And so if you live a life without permission, you don't have action, you don't have your manifestation. And um, I witnessed this a lot in my life earlier on, but I had the pleasure of going on a unique journey with someone who, I learned very closely about siphoning, but I also learned in person from like being near them all the time how detrimental it was for someone for someone to live without permission and how it frequently turns them to be resentful, angry, greedy, gluttonous, um, and to just like blame other people. I witnessed it. It was like this chain reaction, and then it was like, well, no wonder oppression and racism are the way that they are, right? When you live in a system and states that take things away from you and that you have to ask for permission, right? Like I think about times when I needed extra money, right, from the government, or we had food stamps and I was houseless and like all these things. It was like I had to beg for permission and like be on my knees in order to get a little bit of money to be able to feed myself. And so when that is what you are surrounded with, and then you go into work and you have to beg to get like vacation time so you can sleep, and then you have to beg like your friend to hang out with you because you don't know what healthy friendships look like, right? It's like in all of these places you have to beg for everything. You have to go to a bank and apply for an account for a safe place to put the money that you just begged for, right? It's like you don't realize how often the systems around you will put you on your knees and tell you to beg for mercy. And then you realize later on in life, as you are healing, how that same mentality is embedded into you in everything that you do. And that's why your manifestations are having such a hard time coming in, because you are now living, you become an embodiment of not giving yourself permission, and that thinking that spirit has you humbled on your knees. Spirit is trying to get you to stand and like take action so that they can support you. But we will live, community will live without permission, because that's what we are ingrained to believe. So it's so important for you to make sure that you take care of yourself, and give yourself the permission to live, to accept your manifestations. Let me pick this one. This one says, were you, yeah, I love Master Street. He's been my mentor for um, quite some time, along with some of his other teachers. Oh, you're so sweet. You are shining. Hi, it's so great to see you. But yeah, let me know in the chat if this is making sense, and like where you can, really give yourself permission to live as the beautiful soul. I feel like I need to shift over here now. The sun's moving. As the beautiful soul that you are. It's always been there. And now it's time for you to lean into that and trust, right? And and really connect with spirit. And I'm hearing this example, and maybe this is pertinent for some of you in terms of like maybe you've been praying a lot, or saying your affirmations, or like connecting with spirit, like vocalizing things. um but when you lean in, you can really do miraculous things, things that you never thought you could do. And it reminded me of my first marathon, because I had just decided to like sign up out of nowhere, because spirit kind of led me there. And immediately as I started running, I could hear like one of my guides saying this affirmation, and then I started saying it out loud as I was running, and I started running really fast. And it was another reminder of like the permission that I gave myself, that spirit also gave myself, that when it came together, I could literally feel like I could I could do anything. And I just remember saying like, um, I'm protected by the hand of God. Like I fly with my angels at the speed of light. My feet give me the grace to move quickly. Like it was like this whole thing that I could hear that they were saying. And so I was saying it, and it like pushed me all the way, all the way through. And I didn't get tired the entire time. And I stopped to go to the bathroom like 10 times because I drank so much water. Um, so you have to give yourself permission, even in the spiritual realm, to receive those divine guidance to help you. You're right on time with this. Awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, let me know in the chat, like if you all have any questions. I'm not going to stay too long because it just felt like Spirit really wanted to share this with um, you all of like what it could look like when you do it. And I know many folks are also manifesting relationships, and how can you give yourself permission more in that space instead of chase it, right? Just be available. Are you of more available? Like, are you as available as you think you are? Or are you just pretending to be available? And this can also pertain to your career and your business in terms of um, are you are you actually doing the things in your business that are going to align with your manifestations, or are you allowing your ego to run the way you do things? I always find myself like whenever my ego starts to pop off in my business, right? Like, and I see this in other people too. It's like, oh, am I just chasing the money, or am I like actually helping people? I'll go through and I'll just turn off like my monetizations. I'll like not promote anything. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna humble myself back down, eat some humble pie, right? Because it there became a misalignment, and then I will sometimes even, schedule things on my calendar to make sure that I'm being repetitious about stuff, because you can float off into the universe and also think that you're taking action, but really you're not taking as much action as you think, and you've become quite complacent. So how can you give yourself permission even within your business or your new crafts that you are following, which still require discipline? You have to give yourself permission to learn. And I feel like a lot of people will get into these new careers as they step into the spotlight, and I did the same thing. And you don't even give yourself permission to try over and over again. Right? You don't give yourself permission. You don't give yourself permission to fail. You don't like, I mean, failure doesn't really exist. Like, it's just like you don't even give yourself permission to go long enough to get to that door, because sometimes you have to take the journey to get to those opportunities and go through all of this entire path in order to get there. That's where the quantum leaping comes in. People think that quantum leap means, oh, I'm just going to wake up and everything's going to change the next day, which could happen, but not in that sense. You have to go through all of the momentous portals to gain energy for you to skyrocket all the way through, and then you get there. And like when someone explained that to me, I was like, thank you, because I've been trying to tell people for the longest time, it never happens like you think. It never happens ever like you think. But if you're unwilling to talk to that person who is on the street, who might be channeling something, or if you're unwilling to go to that friend group, or if you're unwilling to move, if you're unwilling to change your clothes, donate things, if you're unwilling to go to that movie by yourself, or like if you're so unwilling, like what makes you think your manifestation is going to be there for you? So you have to live. Like living is the only way you're going to have experiences and opportunities come towards you, and then you have to like have fun and enjoy it, because the higher and bigger your frequency is, the stronger you are going to be within like holding on to it and bringing it into your life. And um you know, before I met those producers for my music, I had decided I was gonna change my name. I was gonna change like how I dressed, and I told people I was like bougie savage. My last name was I just like changed it. I was like, I'm done. And then I think I told this before. I went into a food place and there was another family, and they had the last name, but I didn't know it. And so I ordered my food and they called the last name. I knew it was mine because I could also see the receipt and what was on there, but they weren't looking at that. And they grabbed it and I was like, no, that's my food. And they're like, this says savage. And I was like, no, I'm savage. And I got real savage about it. And it was so funny because like it was such a confirmation of who I was. And then that week I got the invitation to go to LA to like record. And so you never know like what's going to happen when you step into that energy. Like the universe is always going to test you, but I had to give myself permission to even try. And I'll know when things are confirmed. Like you'll know because people will do weird stuff around you because the universe is confirming it for you. And I had written in my journal because I was like, I'm gonna see how the universe is paying attention. And I wrote, I'm Miss Savage and signed it. And then someone had called my room from the downstairs and they're like, excuse me, Miss Savage. And I was like, there we go. So you gotta give yourself permission to try out. Um, go go through to grow through. Exactly. You have to go through life in order to get the manifestation. Hi, Jer. How are you? Mr. Face, how are you? Hello, hello, Sister Happy. Let me know if this is making sense. Like, what are you experiencing right now in your life that you are growing through? Um, and like, what are you manifesting? And circling back to that story of traveling with someone, it was interesting because the more I gave myself permission, the more I realized how much this other person was not giving themselves permission because I was excelling. And then they would say, "Oh, you're excelling," and it's just like, and they were getting angry, and I was like, "Uh-oh," you know. And it's like, well, you have to take action. Like I'm getting these opportunities because I take action, and it's not about the money for me. It was about visibility and helping, and I don't care how I get there. It's the universe's money anyways. So like if God or spirit or my ancestors or my guides say, I need you to just like go do the hokey pokey and like sit at the beach or something, and I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden like someone walks up and they give me the most like amazing message that leads me to this application that I apply for, that then I forget about, and then I end up someplace else and I follow a butterfly. Like it's never what you think. And as a reminder, if I said on some other calls, like my entire journey to get to this place started when I literally physically followed a butterfly. Like, that's why I have this butterfly tattoo as a reminder of how simple it was. And the more your gifts grow, the more you complicate it. Like, the more we again take our permission away. But I gave myself permission literally that day. I followed a butterfly, which led me to dragonflies, which led me to making paintings for this man, which then led him to texting me, which then got me moved, which then I got on a flight, and then I saw a bunch of butterflies on the wall. So then I followed the butterflies to a different gate. Like it was like all these things. And then I ended up in Houston, and then I flew here, and then I on the train wrote my book. My iPad broke, which then led me to the Apple store. Like it was like all of these things that I could never ever plan myself, but I gave myself permission in the beginning to fucking follow a butterfly. Like, you know what I mean? And so, like, how are you also just overcomplicating, overcomplicating life? And how can you just have more fun? Um, what is that? I can't even see. Miss Savage, you're nasty. So funny. You know what? I'm owning 10,000% who I am. So am I? Yes. Proudly. I was actually thinking of I'm gonna do some more lives, I think, because I don't think people talk about intimacy enough, and it's important for who we are. And I was shamed for quite some time, but I enjoy myself and the things I do. I enjoy myself. You should live as your most authentic self. That is one heck of an adventure. Yeah. Yeah, it's like 4 years later. I'm like, I don't know how I did that. It like led me to Charlotte, led me to Miami, led me to like driving a Stingray with like all these fun things, 4 a.m. in the morning after a concert. Like I was like, I don't know how I got here. And still now, like I don't know, like um I'll give you another example because I'm a dancer and I love giving examples because Spirit always tells me to do that. I was like, I want to follow my dreams and have fun and get back into dancing. And then I saw this booth because I was like, I'm gonna go to the farmer's market. My sister was then texting me. She was like, "You want to go to the farmer's market?" And I was like, "I'm gonna say yes to everything." And then we went, and then I got this delicious crepe. And then I saw on the side there's like a booth, a dancing booth. I was like, "What the is a dancing booth being at the farmer's market?" And so I was like, I'm just gonna go say yes. And then they gave me this pass, and then I ended up here. And then I had like forgotten to sign up ADHD brain. And then I had this urge to like go running. And so then I went running with my group. And then in line, the person in front of me was talking to someone behind me. So they're like yelling over my shoulder. And they're like, "Have you gone to this dance group?" or whatever. And it was the same group. And I was like, "Damn it, I forgot." So then I signed up. So it's like, just, like, go. Like, just just go have fun. And I feel like also within spirituality there's this lack of permission to also make money. Like, make money. It's okay to make money. People get really shy around that. And for the longest time I had a very strong like poverty mindset, and it still pops up every once in a while. um and it's like, well, either you can continue to have that mindset or you can heal it and actually start charging for your worth, right? And so there's many areas that I suggest everybody look at in terms of healing themselves. um would that oh yeah. Wait, I clicked that one. It keeps jumping up and down. Oh, thanks, Jer. Be sure to like and subscribe to support this wonderful person. Thanks. You're in Charlotte? Oh my gosh, hi. Where in Charlotte? Are you different? You must be a different person than last time. Someone else is in Charlotte. I lived in Noda. You can get a copy of my book in Noda. I loved Charlotte. Charlotte, like, it's a beautiful, beautiful place. It also broke my heart in a lot of places because I'm an activist, and so I did a lot of activism work there. And the police departments and the fire departments are awful. I watch people like abuse a lot of even black street vendors and things like that. So I have my qualms with Charlotte, but it's important again that we all follow our authenticity and help out. And I was actually, while I was there, led to a group of freedom fighters that are there. So another good example of what you can do when you follow permission, or like you give yourself permission, you follow your intuition. um Honestly, I don't know. I turn myself upside down and inside out, and I'm trying to just be, but the residual crap from all the isms and constructs are there. So I feel like I'm just shoveling. Everything you've shared is what I'm working on. Yeah. It's 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 a weird journey. Um and I feel like sometimes when you get to that stage of really turning yourself inside out, it's probably time to start having fun. It's probably time to start having fun because sometimes you can become like too heavily submerged into um, doing certain practices to the point where you don't even realize that you're stuck in that frequency more than you think, which is why you keep doing it. And so try and infuse your life with so much joy, right? Permission to live, permission to live and go have fun. And that was something that I learned to, because I'm also a healer, right? And a seer and a psychic and a medium and all the things, a fairy, mermaid, I don't care. Um, and so I will take a very deep lens on myself and then submerge myself into my shadow and in the spiritual realm and like invoke deities to help me like rip apart whatever needs to be removed. And then they're like, okay, we did that. Are you going to come out now? And I'm like, whoa, how do I get out? Right. And they're like, why don't you just go have fun? I'm like, come again. So, like, at some point, you have to also welcome in a lot of the love and the fun, um, and and just be gentle with yourself. I can hear someone outside in the hallway walking around. Um, yeah, I love all these. 100%. Yeah. Um, but I totally get that, Ancient Isaac. It's at some point, it has to be balanced. It has to be balanced with the joy. Otherwise you will never ever get out of it. Trust me. I have been there. And it's like you don't even realize it because you feel like you're healing. And in More Than Worthy, my one-on-one program, like I have to help recondition people to receive fun and say things like no, like you going out to do an errand is not fun, right? It's like it's become like there's like so many things like they still are having trouble like not multitasking. um and and you really have to like live, like stop rushing things, stop chasing and exhausting yourself trying to be a version of you that you don't even want to be. Like you don't want that. Right? And there is time like for you to meditate and do all those things, but there's also manifesting through joy. And also like there was something else that they said which I loved, and I think misread. I missed your message. No, I did respond. Um Around even friendships, like your environment is so important. I have that in my framework, self-awareness, environment, the plan. Like the environment is the second part. And like who you surround yourself with and how often you're not actually around the right people, even when you think you are, even when you're manifesting new people. And the example that my mentor gave was, and I love them so much because we have such a similar view on life of like just don't bullshit me. Like when people bullshit me and try and be fluffy and like do all these things, like I will like smack you out into the universe so fast. Like I can't handle it. And he's the same way. Um and he was like, the friends that say like, oh, they can't grab dinner with you tonight or they can't do X, Y, and Z with you tonight. It's because you're not a priority. And, but he always makes jokes about it, ahead of he's like, "I'm gonna break your heart. I'm gonna break your heart." But it's true. Um, and you can feel real pain about that, especially as people, which many of you are people who overgive, and I've always been that way. And so I'm very, um, I would say I have my moments of skepticism, but I always keep going towards my soul tribe. And so anytime that people really start, or if like I notice out of like, oh, they can't do this, I'm like, like we can literally do anything if we just prioritize our life better. And so don't try and give me some stupid answer. But like that's where the permission is, permission to be discerning in your own life of when of when you're limiting yourself and allowing that kind of stuff, right? I feel like with me with friendships, and this might pertain to someone, I didn't even realize that sometimes I would talk to people and they wouldn't always respond to my questions. Um, and then give some dumb excuse about why they didn't respond. And then I decided I was going to give myself permission every time someone did that of like, I'm not going to gaslight myself. Like, I know you saw it, so I'm going to say something about it every single time, because then I was reconditioning myself to believe my reality is real because I've been in so many situations where I allowed myself to be gaslit. And so now I need to question whether or not this is a relationship that I want to keep, right? Because if you're willing to ignore my question, you're willing to ignore me as well, which I don't really like. Right? So, how can you show up better for yourself? Must reward ourselves for the goals and regular everyday life crap we endure. Must have fun sometimes. No, must have fun all the time, not sometimes. Even if our anxieties tell ourselves differently. If you don't prioritize fun every single day, you will forever be miserable. Balance in all things, yes. Fun all the time. Fun all the time. Yeah, I'd rather have it straight up, right? 10,000%. People think I'm an asshole. Me too. People think I'm a bitch. Like, people think I'm all these things. I'm not. I'm really direct with you. And something, um, that someone had told me, it's like, it's the quality of the question, right? Like, some people get very offended by things that I say, but um, it's the quality of how you interact that dictates the response you receive. So, in the workplace, they called me candid. Yeah, I don't like sugarcoating. I don't like it either. It doesn't serve anybody. It like it perpetuates oppression, it perpetuates racism, it perpetuates sadness and grief. Like if we just said what we were thinking, like it would be a whole lot easier, which is why like I also people who cannot come forward with the truth, I have a very short thread. I'm like, no. um, because it takes a lot of strength. And I love that you're like this too. And it sounds like, Jeremy is too. Like, it takes a lot of strength to give yourself the permission to be honest and candid. And so when someone else is not that way, like you have to honor yourself. Like there is no you can't be happy otherwise. And it just doesn't help anybody. Like it doesn't do anything. And I was, contemplating like or I was thinking like all the moments in my life where I like stuck around people who I knew weren't telling the truth, right? Like we all have those moments. And then what happens? We become extremely resentful. And why do that? Give yourself permission to leave, right? That's also the theme of this. Like give yourself permission to fucking move on, to like leave. And even from your own bullshit, right? Like a lot of people say they have a no bullshit meter and then they go and bullshit themselves. Right? Like, do you have an internal gauge with yourself that's gonna help you get out of your own BS, right? Like, teach yourself boundaries. That is something I also teach in my one-on-one. Like, no, stop focusing on them and focus on the crappy boundaries that you have with yourself, which is why you can't follow through. Your manifestation is not here. Like, all these things, right? Like, stop BSing yourself. Like, do not forget about yourself. Give yourself permission to look at who you are unbiasedly with love and compassion and laughter. Like, it's so funny when you can get to the point of like, oh yeah, I fucking did that. I do that all the time. Like, like, not even that long ago, I stood in front of the mirror and I was like, what the are you talking about? Like, I heard a negative thought and I stood in front of the mirror. I was like, we're gonna talk about this. Like, so you think that it's a good idea to do X, Y, and Z because that's gonna get you to where you want to go. Like I was like, that's the most BS thing I've ever heard. Like, take it back. This is real generational healing. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Hi, Megan. Hello, hello. Like, write in the chat, how do you keep boundaries with yourself? How do you check in with yourself? I want to know. I want to know. This is where proof is in the pudding, right? Um 100% being candid because it annoys me that people try to sugarcoat things instead of being straight up. It's like, say people love my honesty until I'm honest with them 10,000%, 10,000%, right? Like I've like this last portal was bananas for that. Like I again, I always I invite all of you because you don't like BS. Like if you don't do this already, I tell everybody who comes near me, do not ask me a question if you do not want the truth. Don't. I am not the friend. I am not the person to like or family member to be there like, "Oh, I think you should like tickle your butt." Like, no. I'm gonna be like, "That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Why don't you try this? Have you tried this? Let's give ourselves permission. Let's do better." Right? Like, um Jay, I have a mask is definitely a bad example, and my levels of crap I will take and put myself through. I know you're also a fucking Scorpio, and Scorpios do that crap all the time. You need to stop doing that. That's why I'm here, Jeremy. That's why I'm here, Jeremy. I can help you not be that way, pull you out of your Scorpio butthole. Oh my God, same morning sunshine. Hi, Nassim. It's so great to see you. I am always called out by you, which is why I've grown so much. Though shout outs to them because we've been working one on one. It's called out with love, right? I have a pretty good appetite for truth. Oh, 10,000%. You are such an easy person. Like when someone comes into a program and they're like, um, Jeremy, you can be you, but also there's some things that we can all grow within, right? You're so easy to coach. You're so easy to coach because you came in just open-minded. And so you're making all these leaps. You're like, I'm not triggered. And I was like, I know. Isn't it great? Yeah, which is why you've grown so much. Thank you for saying that. Like I really appreciate it. I love confirmations about my coaching. Jeremy, be you, but also, you know what I mean. You know I love you to death. Um, you can stay in your Scorpio butthole, it's fine. I'm gonna be there like, Jeremy, how's it smell in there? Just letting you know. Um Standing firm on my pronouns. Good for you. Can you believe an elder aunt tried to gaslight me around the topic, tried to say it shouldn't bother me. I almost got gassed. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, right? Give yourself permission to not get upset because like at the end of the day, don't even carry that frequency because that's their frequency, right? Like you already know who you are. Run with your pronouns, live your life. There's like with the understanding that people are sometimes just not gonna agree, but there's no point in us getting upset about it. There's literally, it doesn't help your frequency, doesn't help anybody. It's probably going to cause a fight. And then you walk away with the trauma that they projected onto you, right? So when people do that, it's like, no, I don't receive that. I literally say to my family sometimes, stop projecting onto me. I refuse. Like, 'cause that's all I can get out. And I go, like in Italy, bye. I don't want that. Get out of here. Say my pronouns. You do you. Don't let it phase you though, because there's no point. Like, why get upset when you could be happy? Hmm. You know, like there's always going to be moments when you can use your anger to alchemize certain changes in your life, but if something so small like that, you know, like now you know how they act, right? So now you can't be surprised in other interactions. It's if this was the first time, right, then maybe you can be a little triggered by it. But if it's like down the road, you know the last time, right, that it triggered you. So now if you choose to go be around that person, you cannot be surprised by any behavior. That's where the real coaching comes in because it's like, well, you can continue to subject yourself to that, or you can let it go and know that they are who they are. They showed you the truth, accept it as a truth, and move on. Everybody's actions are there. If you want to have a relationship with them, then it's up to you, right? You walk that path of going over there and knowing that they have disrespected you, and so now you get to go through the trenches of that, right? I mean, it's with everything in life. So it's like you might as well spend your time like being happy because if like when you're comfortable with who you are again, like you don't it doesn't matter what people say. And it doesn't mean that like some days you're not going to be like, "Oh, hell no." But there's going to be those moments where you're going to be like, "Oh, hell no." And then you're going to be like, "You know what? I'm over it." Like that was stupid. I don't even like you that much. Okay, bye. Right? I'm gonna go back to being happy because you're gonna be so elevated in energy that you're gonna dip a little bit and then you're gonna just go back up. Or like sometimes it's easy to dip down and then like it's harder to come back up, which means there's a deeper trigger there that has to be healed. The Jedi path is not an easy path. No, no, Padawan, it is not. It is not. Um, y'all are laughing. I love that we have this laughter back to back. I love everyone's energy today. It's just like I'm glad that I did this because it really felt like spirit needed to come through or like messages needed to come through. And I appreciate everyone's honesty, right? So write in the chat, like how are you gonna give yourself permission now? Like I want to bring this full circle. Write it down. Write it in the chat. And when I see people writing it in the chat, like how you do one thing is how you do everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. If you are willing to put it out into the universe and write it, because some people think like, oh, the content creator just blah blah blah. No, we do this because we love you. Like we love you and we want the best for you. Don't you want the best for yourself? What's the difference between writing in a chat and writing affirmations in your journal? Put it out into the universe. What are you now giving yourself permission to grow into, to love about yourself? um Jeremy, I mean, you're human. People are gonna take yeah, for real, especially family, especially elder fam. Hard part is choosing the battles. It's not even hard, Jeremy. We just don't. Because like depending on what it is, right? Because I want to get into intersectionality, but that's a whole nother thing. um if it's a racism thing, somebody needs to handle that. But if it's like something that it's not even worth tainting your own energy over, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, especially if that person has been a repeat offender and you're tired. There's also honor in that. No. It's all like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, like I want to see it in the chat. Write in the chat. Who's going to be brave enough to write it in the chat? What are you giving yourself permission to do now? Write it in the freaking chat. And it's also why in C School for the Gifted, you bet your booty I have you turn on your camera, because if you think you're going to come into a generational healing space about showing up for yourself and healing and doing self-care, you're going to sit off camera. You got it fucked up. No, it's not going to happen, right? So like give yourself permission to actually follow through for yourself. Can you please? I love this. Permission to throw hands is all I heard. I was just telling my friend that she like cut someone out of her life, and I was like, "Did they respond?" And I looked at the text message, and I was like, "I, I'm gonna throw hands." Like it's like, no, I'm gonna laugh about it. You handle it. It's not even my friend. You did that. Bye. I was like, I don't need to be involved in that. This is why I don't talk to people. I have permission to throw hands. Is all I heard. Ancient Eyes, write another one, please. Oh, there will be battles. Jeremy, I know you're a Jeremy is an amazing, amazing human being. White male. I'm sharing that, but is like such a fighter for equal rights and equity. And that's the reason why I love working with you. And he gets so passionate about like politics. And there's very few people I feel like who are like that. And I love that part of you, so keep that part of you. I love that part of you. Um, is learning when to engage and when it's not worth it. Yeah, right. You have to maintain your happiness too. And I feel like for you, because you live such an authentic life of your beliefs are very clear, you also need time to rest. Like if anybody who knows, like anybody who knows you would know that you will like you're gonna fuck shit up, like, if if it comes to, like, social justice. So, like, I think you can take a rest every once in a while, Jay. Um, I'm giving myself permission to be the main character. Yes. Be the main character. Do it. It's so fun. Write your story about yourself. Just go on with your bad self. Age no age discrimination. Yeah, I hear that. 10,000%. I'm so glad that I got on here. All I was doing was laying there debating on what to do today, and now I'm giving myself permission to go on and just follow whatever feels right today. Yay! Awesome. I love that. Grand day, amazing souls. Hi, Victoria. Shawnee, look at the glow. Oh, thanks, sis. Happy Friday, beautiful. I give myself permission to be me. I love that. Shawnee, you've been working so hard. Can I just say that I feel like I could cry because I'm so proud of you. Like, I take Z School for the Gifted and just healing in general as like I love each and every one of you. And I just want you to know that I've been watching you go through this pain and this growth and this expansion, and I'm just really fucking proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you because what you just did was not easy at all. And you were vulnerable in every single session, and you showed up, your camera is on, you're open to opportunities. And I feel honored that you allowed me to help guide you through that journey, but I feel even more honored to be able to witness how strong you are. So know that you are so loved. I just wanted to say that. Um, of course, Jeremy, you're amazing. Emerald says, I'm giving myself permission to ignore my jealous mother-in-law and sister-in-law who literally act like jealous to me. I'm not playing the game no more. Yes. When I was married, I did the same fucking thing. I like they would get into fights and I was like, y'all need therapy. Don't ask me. I'm not your mama. I was like, just don't even do it. Don't even do it. Like, you have to choose yourself. You always have to choose yourself. And when I look back, like, I remember I carried so much guilt for because I didn't have them in my wedding party because I was like, "Nah, you fucked up. Our energies don't match, or they don't match." And I was like, "How am I gonna do that to myself on one of the happiest days of my life?" So, like, marriage is so complicated sometimes, but it really doesn't have to be. The same rules apply, and it's just oppression that makes you feel like you can't. So, yes, rock on with your bad self because people are still people. At the end of the day, like, if you're happy and your partner or partners are happy, like, that's all you need to focus on. Everybody else around it doesn't matter. They don't matter. You didn't marry them. You didn't marry them. But for some reason, when you get into marriage, people think like they can say and do whatever they want. No, like, I was like, "I'm gonna put my boxing gloves on right now because if you think you can make a decision about this dynamic, it's a problem, and I'm gonna fight you. Get out of my house." Like, literally. Maybe that's a little far. I don't really care, actually. I'd do it again. I'm trying. Jeremy, you're such a sweetheart. I heart you. You're so sweet. You have a big heart. Big heart. Um Let me see. I'm giving myself permission to shine no matter who feels a type of way. Yes, do it. Do it so much. I feel that way all the time, especially when I dress up. You just always get some people who just look at you sideways. And I'm just like, I know you really want to look at me wholeheartedly. Right? Just keep doing you. People get so mad. Just let them. Just like be like, mm. I love me even more because you hate me, but you secretly love me and you just think it's hate. It's cool. You just don't know yet. Giving myself permission to actualize my dreams. Hell yes. Go for it. Ooh, I'm cheering you on. I'm cheering you on. Thanks for your energy as always. It really always lifts my mood. Happy to help. Also, I think you said you were in Sacramento. For everybody here, I'll announce it and I'll be posting it soon. I'm going to be doing a live poetry event with some other Black femmes who are activists as well in Sacramento. So if you're in Sacramento, be sure to come say hi. It's going to be a smaller community event, which I'm super, super pumped about. It's actually the first time I'm doing my poetry live, and some of the other activists um poets are some heavy hitters, so it's gonna be really fun. And if you want to meet me live and I get to meet you and have a convo, I highly recommend you do that. Or if you're like around in different areas, the Bay and stuff like that, come say hi. I'm giving myself to play some projects on me today. Yes, do it. Have so much fun doing that. You're a pro at all those things. So just go have fun. I wrote for myself. I am giving myself permission today to look really fucking sexy and go back. I found this new district that has all these gorgeous people. I don't know where they came from. I'm just gonna sit there. I'm gonna sit there. And I did that the other day and I had so much fun. I had so much fun. And I just talked to people and had a bunch of fun. Um, Oh, Benita. They both go to Z School for the Gifted. See, this is community. We love community. Shawnee, I'm so proud of you too. I will take everything that Z just said. And girl, you hilarious. Yes. Both of you are super hilarious. Everybody in Z School for the Gifted. I don't know what it is. Y'all are just hella funny. It makes me laugh every time we get into a session because like, what are we talking about? Sometimes invoking spirits into the bathtub. You know who you are. Um, Thank you, Zeke. Oh, you just brought me tears. Aw, I heart you, Shawnee. You deserve all the love and happiness. It's already here for you. I give myself permission to remain in a constant flow with the universe. I love that. I like your photo too. That's what it kind of reminds me of. That's what you're like. You are your photo, flow with the universe. And shout out to everybody who wrote it in the comment because y'all are showing up to do the work. I love it. Oh, thank you, Benita. Boxing gloves. Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes, I just got into poetry community. Amazing. What are the details I'd love to support? I will drop it in the community tab. I'll do the post, the little flyer that they made. And it has all the details and like the address and the date and all the fun things. And like, who knows? Maybe we can do one together. We'll just have so much fun. Um, it's coming up in July, actually. I need to post it sooner rather than later. So another confirmation for everybody. I Spirit had me join this friends group, and I was like, what am I doing here? Because I was like, I don't really fit in with most of these people, and there's like two folks of color. And I was like, I don't, it's not like I dislike it, but like I would love like a mix. Like Sacramento is a melting pot, and so I love seeing a mix of community. And so I was like, what is happening here? And then this person comes in. Their name was also Z. Their name was Z. They came in, sat down. There was like one chair next to me, and was like, blah, 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 blah. You should go to the blah, 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 and then exchanged numbers and pieced out. Like, didn't say anything. And then the group was like, well, Z, it looks like you met Z and you got something out of it. And I was like, I sure the fuck did. And so now we're working together. So I'm super excited about it, right? Follow your intuition. I love that you're doing poetry. Oh man, California dreaming now. Yeah, Jeremy, come back. Come back, Jeremy. We miss you. Get schmexy and people watch. That sounds fun. It is really fun. It is really fun because you just get to be available. And also, um, I bought like another Kingdom Hearts game that I haven't played in a while. So I'm gonna do that too and probably jump into the river. Like, I'm just like, same thing with Miss Red. I'm gonna follow my heart wherever it leads me. Fun Fridays. Fun Fridays. And folks, like, I also forgot to say, if you haven't signed up for My Body, My Choice, the menstrual health workshop, it's going to be on Monday. And I'm going to be talking about how you can holistically heal your body and support your menstrual cycle. And I will also give you a video, well, one of the recording of the whole thing, but also a video with stretches and yoga that I actually put together because I'm an athlete, but I'm also a doula and a yoga instructor, and also from the sciences. So I merged like multiple parts of my brain to create a sequence that actually opens up your pelvis and helps you have a full bleed and relieve cramps if you're having them in the moment. So I it's like my golden recipe flow is what I kind of like to call it. So that is also going to be shared with you. So like please do come join. It's very accessible. It's only like $44 and will be virtual for 90 minutes. But I highly recommend you reserve your spot. I know Shawnee's going to be there. It's going to be really, really great. And it's also my attempt at addressing the rights around femme reproductive rights that are being taken away. So I'm trying to educate people as much as they can. I'm going to do it in sequences about their body. So you don't necessarily have to rely on going to the doctor all the time, so it can be more natural for you, especially as myself being an intersectional femme that presents as black. Health industry is not kind to you when you go unless you sometimes can find a black doctor. So I wrote my first poem 2 weeks ago and I've already written five. Yes, I love that. Poetry is so amazing. I love poems. I love poems. The community town is on YouTube. Yeah. So I'm gonna post it on all my social channels. Definitely check out the community tab because that's where I post a lot of updates just with like a class that's coming or what's been happening or someone's gonna go live. Like if none of you are watching the community tab, you're missing out because I try to remind people as much as I can on that tab. Um, I'm gonna give you a big proud of you for always putting yourself out there. Thanks. You being you is literally just so inspiring. I appreciate that. Yeah, like this is why I wanted to do this because it's so fun, but I understand the difficulties of showing up as your most authentic self because it was a journey to get there for myself. And every day I have to choose to be authentic and like be okay that I cuss like a sailor and I brush my hair like once a week. It's like I don't really care. And that I have like a tooth gem. Like I literally have a tooth gem. That's for like it's anti-racism and pro reproductive rights because I'm an activist. And the irony of the shape, like, you know what I mean? Like it's a journey. It's a complete journey and there's no right recipe, but what I can tell you is that as long as you keep taking action, it gets easier. Right? When you keep giving yourself permission. Yay, I'm so excited. Yes, I'm excited for the workshop as well. Even if you don't have a cycle, I recommend being there because there's resources that you can share with other people, or if you have children, this is going to be really great for them as well. So you can share this information. It's never too late to teach or too early to teach your kids about their cycle or health in general. So do come. Your community is amazing, I gotta say. Oh, thanks, Jeremy. Thanks. Look at all these amazing, like I do. Okay, I'm gonna pump y'all up for a minute because Jeremy gave a great segue into this. Every person that I've had live on ZTV has said how much they love all of you. So I want to put that out there, and also send the love back to you because that's, it's all from spirit and folks who are sharing things, because I feel like even though those folks are, very visible as well, there is always that fear, like you're gonna not be well received in certain spaces, or like do folks even care and like that kind of stuff. And every single one of them said that all of you were amazing and asked really good questions and you have a good vibe and you were available, like you were just there and ready and like hungry to like learn, which is what they loved, and all of them all want to come back already. So I wanted to share that. And as an entrepreneur, it's easy to get in stages where you're not laughing, and all of them said that they had fun laughing and just being themselves. So we have all manifested a really great community. So I appreciate you saying that, Jeremy, but also a huge thank you to all of you for being amazing, open, loving, like spirit warriors, who are shining the light because I couldn't do this unless you were here as well. So I love each and every one of you. I understand completely. So I'm very impressed with everyone I've seen and met so far. So kind and interesting. Yeah, it is. Like you all are. I mean, it's been like very rare that very, very, very rare that I come across a comment that's like inappropriate. And even if it kind of comes off that way and I say something, they're usually like, I didn't mean it like that. And I'm like, "Oh," I know it's hard to tell because of comments, right? Like text and things like that. Like most of you are like just the sweetest, loving, like I want to call you all just beautiful flowers. I love it. Ancient eyes. Yeah, the hearts. I love hearts. I love love. I love all of you. Um and again, just continue to be yourself. I do want to ask you all one question before I head out. Is there anything that you are wanting to see more of that I can support you with? Like, please write feedback in the chat. Now is your opportunity to do that. Grab this opportunity because I'm really big on making content and resources that are going to be helpful for the community. Like I don't have this channel for me. I have this channel because spirit asked me to help the world and I love helping the world. And so I want to hear from you about what you are wanting to see more of. If you want more lives, do you want more tarot? Do you want different classes? I know I haven't been in the Discord very much. My schedule has been really, really awful. So I'm going to be moving the group meetup to July, but it is going to happen. Um, so let me know what it is that you want. Okay, I followed on all socials. Yeah, everyone go follow me because I mean, sometimes the videos are repurposed, but I've learned that most of the time, like Naseem, like you're here, even though I'm posting, a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people don't see it. And sometimes it's the algorithm or sometimes it's time, whatever. So, like, following me on multiple platforms and like joining my email list or being in the Discord or whatever, like, it's going to make it easier for you to receive the information. I do that all the time. Like, multiple of my mentors have like a ton of social channels and I maybe see them once or twice and it's because of the algorithm. So I always go around and follow people to make sure I don't miss anything because I'm busy too. So I may not be on my phone when the post is like going out and if the algorithm doesn't push it to me or I may not check my email and stuff like that. So, be proactive. Voice acting, ahem, cough, cough. What should I Jeremy, I'm waiting. No, I'm just kidding. Voice acting, is that pertaining to what you want more of? I'm happy to. I'm actually creating something with my voice recently. I won't say what it is, surprise. Please bring the business coaching back. Okay. Okay. Okay, I will. Someone else also asked me, messaged me, was like, "Do you do classes on YouTube?" I was like, "I do all sorts of business coaching because I've had many, many, many careers, a freakish amount of careers. So I will bring that class back. I will bring it back. Um, Spiritual entrepreneurship, integrating different parts of ourselves into making income. Interesting. Naseem, for that, and for folks, like, let me know, like, if you're giving recommendations, also let me know how you want to receive it. Like, do you want it in a class? Do you want it in a video? Like, do you like shorts? Like shorts or do you like long form videos? Like what is best what is best for you? Um because I can pretend like I do stuff all day, but I'm also a spiritual person. And so I'm not trying to do something that's like what's the point? I know we're all here for a reason. Benita, I got you by serving our people. I really enjoy your lives. Okay, I plan on like keeping the live, so I will definitely keep these. Spiritual entrepreneurship. Yeah, that's a whole ball game. I haven't talked about that yet. Hold on, let me write this down before my ADHD like D brain goes into creation mode and then I hyperfixate and then I don't remember what I was doing. Um, you keep writing in the chat and I'm gonna write on this notepad. Look how cute it is. Bows on it. Um, Business. because ain't no way in hell I'm going back and watching this because I'll be like, how long is it gonna take me to get there? um, business coaching back. For the business coaching and just classes in general, I'm keeping the late night times because that seems to work more for people, but feel free to chime in if you feel like there's a different time. Hi, hello, hello. Hi, Ashay. Yeah, I don't see your videos sometimes. I have to actively click on your page. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if you have the bell on for notifications and stuff like that. I was kidding. No, you weren't, Jeremy. Everything happens for a reason. I love voice acting. It's one of my favorite things, actually. Um, I want to do more of it all the time. I love it. I literally sit on my mic and just listen to myself talk before I record anything. That's how much I like it. I was doing that since I was little, walking around with a little thing and a mic, like la 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 la. I'm so great. Clearly, full of myself. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think when you had it before, I wasn't ready, but I am now. Yeah. I'm gonna take a poll to see um who's ready to take those classes because it was like folks were showing up, but then like, it's like an accountability thing. Like, I feel like people are more accountable in Z School for the Gifted. Um, so like folks were coming in and asking about business stuff, and then I don't have a way to figure out if they're following through and things like that. And they would come back and be kind of confused, and then they would hop to their spirituality. So I feel like there's something that needs to be like bridged on my end, possibly. Notifications have been fucked up for everyone lately. Yeah, it's weird. It's like a lot of people are not getting the notifications or stuff like that, but I post every single day. I haven't been doing long form videos, but I know a lot of people are not getting notified at all. Thank you for getting me inspired today. These lives are so fun. I'm headed out to follow what feels right. Yay, go have fun. Have so much fun. Have a good one, Jer said. I like the idea for voice acting. See, Jeremy? Everything happens for a reason. Um, well, I do have, which I've been waiting to launch for a stupid reason, the Hidden Fairies, which is basically just like stories that folks can listen to and is voice acting because I do the main fairy voice and they are a tiny child. And it's so much fun. I will release that for everybody. I've been keeping it in my back pocket because of a hidden get it? Hidden fairies, hidden perfectionism that I didn't see around hidden fairies like as I was doing it. And so I was like, what the fuck is this? Perfectionism, send the shit. Um, if the business coaching can be hour, 2 hours before the time of Claire's class, that would be most wonderful thing in the world. Regardless, I will be showing up anyways. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely see about that because hmm, I would be coaching for like 5 hours straight. Um, but that's a good idea. Yeah, to have them grouped together or I'll have to see who's interested in that, to be honest, before I like drop it, but I will definitely take a poll. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. The other option that I was also thinking about is doing like subscriptions, like a package. So folks could always pay per month to have access to Z School for the Gifted. And if the business coaching comes back and then have them at different days. So then you just pay for the month and you can kind of choose which ones you want to show up with. And it would be a fixed price. So then I can kind of plan and stuff like that to make it easier for everybody. because then you can just use so I mean, Benita, you already used the pass, but like I would make a pass available to the public. Right now it's just available to clients, not the same day, but I mean slightly bit earlier. Yeah. Um Mercury is about to retrograde. Ground your energies. And there's chaos energy in June and July. Yeah. So that's confirmed. I should release it. I like the package idea. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I mean, folks can obviously do drop-ins, but I feel like for a lot of the folks in here, many of you have been coming every week anyways. Um, and so like might as well make it so you have actual access to different classes. So like, the spiritual classes and then the business side of things, like, your artistry. If like I've done a lot of stuff, so like doing your music production or marketing, launching it, finding resources. I've been in the nonprofit sector, doing art gallery things, whatever it is, whatever you are wanting. Maybe I could do it like that. So then it's like it's a real school. I made a real school, everybody. Tuition. It becomes tuition. Um, Retrograde always makes me think of disco. Yeah. Yeah, because it's retro. Mhm. Ancient eyes. Yeah, Victoria's laughing. Um, yeah, definitely ground yourself. Thanks for all this feedback. Was there anything else? I'm gonna head out in a couple minutes and get my Friday on. Um, I'm really tired today. What time is it? I might go to spin, but I can't decide. We'll see how it goes. Does anybody else have anything before we get going? I really hope that this was helpful for you. I know we kind of went on a tangent, but I do love creating stuff that is useful. Don't know if you have any feedback on the long form videos, but no one seems to be getting notified about them anyways. I think I might go to like one long form video a week, since it seems like more people are liking the lives anyways. Yeah, happy Venus Day. Yeah, go be beautiful. Go be beautiful. Oh, thanks. The community, everybody appreciates you too. Happy Venus Day. Have fun. Thank you so much. Jerry, we should catch up soon. I want to know what trouble you're getting into after you play your games. Whenever, no pressure. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'll talk to you in like a century or whatever. You know, as I say, we arrive precisely when we mean to. Um, y'all are funny. Okay, I'm not seeing anything come through about long form videos, so I'm just gonna assume that none of you have any feedback. But there is always a delay, so I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes and then I'm gonna go. And I'm wishing you all lots of love and a million, bajillion, a million, bajillions and millions, bajillions and millions of hugs. Take care of yourself, love each other, be a part of this amazing community. Don't forget to watch the community tab because that's where I'm posting a lot. Turn on your notification bells. I don't know what the hell's going on with the algorithm. And I will keep going live and I will figure out this pass situation to make sure that folks have access to what they are needing. And I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye, everyone. Sending you so much love. Or wait, someone said something now. I like videos, you keep them under 20 minutes, which whatever you put out. I just, oh, you're so sweet. I just love you. Okay. I'll keep doing that. I think I'm also gonna make a vlog video soon. I've been doing random shit lately. Why not? I love it. So yeah, I have a list actually of videos that I'm gonna crank out for y'all today. I actually might do it right now. just sit down and just talk to the camera and then post them. Um, all right, everybody. I'll see you later. Have a good day. I'm having like FOMO. Or like I'm worried I'm gonna miss you. Miss a comment. Even though I could go back and like I was gonna say long form is subjective. Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Um, well, technically, the way I categorize it is based on the like how YouTube kind of breaks them out. I don't know if that's what you mean. Bye everyone. Yeah, bye, Chair. Okay, I'm leaving. See you later. Bye.